Hello, hello. Hi. Mm, right. Okay. Sorry. Let me drink some water. Mm, right. Okay. So today I'll be finishing that skeleton from last time. Okay. Let me adjust.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Hi.
I think I've got. Let me stop this. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll keep an eye on the chat to answer any questions you guys may have, and anything you want to comment on, I'll kind of keep an eye on it. Right, so here we go. Let me see. So anyway, since you're here, I'll show you a quick look of the next page for The Corrupted, the comic about Star Wars troopers who are corrupted that I'm working on for Patreon. So there you go. You can have a quick look. I'll probably publish it tomorrow on Patreon for everyone to have a look. That's that. And here is the messy skeleton that I was working on. Okay. From last time, I had a bit of an issue with this arm here. I don't really know what to do with it. So we'll see how that goes today. I have it on a different layer, mainly because I don't really know it looks right. Something off about it. I can't tell what it is. We'll look into that later. Okay. Oh, Juan is here. Hey Juan, how's it going? Right, well, there's a bunch of people here today. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's kick it off here. This is one of the custom brushes that I made myself. And it's called Muji because of the Japanese shop where I buy my pens from. So anyway, okay, let's take the opacity on this one down too. Okay, and let's get close to it. Okay, I usually start with the head, then especially if it's a skull, because it's kind of a default thing for me, and in a way it's kind of a fun bit to do, like a nice chunky skull. Let's see. Now the thing I try to do here is not to get this eye too close to here, mainly because all of this will be filled with black. So usually before I do the inking, I kind of do these tiny X's so I know where everything is going to be filled with black. And if the eye gets completely close to it, it will kind of merge with the with that side of it. So I try not to do that. So let's see how that will work. Okay. Right. Probably a lot smaller. Go. Oh, so a few of you know each other here. All right. Okay. The palm of the hand facing up. Ooh, okay, so we've got a recommendation on the hand. So the palm on the hand facing up. So let's have a quick look at that. Thanks for the suggestion on that. Let's have a look. So what you're saying is, I usually sketch with this one. So something more like this. So, no, don't really know what you mean, really. Okay, we'll get to that. Let's kind of get back to this now. And I'll worry about that later. It does seem we're all friends here. Small world. Okay, so tiny little teeth. You know what? I've got the wrong brush here. My Muji 2 is a bit messier and it's a lot thicker, and that's why I use it for sketching a lot, like kind of, so it feels a lot freer. Okay. Maybe no, I don't like this, Steve. Alright, just give me a second. Yeah. Kind of right. I don't want him to look too cheery, you know? He looks too happy. Let's see. I think this part of the process is kind of the most relaxing bit for me. I think most of the hard bits have been sorted, and all I need to do is kind of follow the guide of it and kind of fix the bits that I'm not happy with. All right, so just for the sake of showing you, I'm gonna fill in some of these blacks. What shall we use for that? Let's go with dry ink Chrome. Oh, as if it was holding a firewall. Right. Yes. Okay. So let's get rid of the arm now and see if we can follow that. Okay, so as if it was holding a firewall. So I need something darker. Wait. Yeah, this is better. So let's say his arm is here, and we're gonna have him holding a fireball. Ooh, okay, we're getting somewhere. Something like that, right? That's not a bad idea, actually. I feel like that will work. Probably a smaller hand. Okay. I'm kind of happy with that, actually. I know you guys can't see much right now. It just looks like random lines, but I do see it even with tiny lines like this, and I think I can build something up from it. Yeah. All right, that feels a lot better. So let's see. Now I'll go with lines here. Okay. All right. Oop, wrong brush again. Back to Muji number 4. By the way, if you're a patron, you must have a lot of these brushes because I made them available for everyone. So you probably have that one, this one, and that one. You must have quite a few of these. Okay, nice. So let's carry on with this guy. Oh, right, that's what I was about to do. Fill it in the black. Okay, so, okay. Let's see, I'm about to find out if this eye will go merging on this bit, but I think we'll be okay for now. So look. And I like to do my fillings in a different layer in case I have stuff to fix later. Usually, if I'm working in Photoshop, I just use the fill bucket, but on Procreate, it doesn't work the way I like, so I kind of do it manually, which can be a bit of a pain in the arse, but it does give you a bit of control over how far you go into the lines. So let's see. There we go. Nice little skeleton. So after I finish this, I'll go back and try and give shape to that little hand with it here. Okay. There we go. Okay. The reason why I do it in like little turns is purely because I need to get some kind of perspective on things. Like, I think if you jump onto it right away, you don't see things properly. In the same way why sometimes you do this kind of canvas flipping horizontally. I think that usually helps you get perspective on what you're working on. Yeah, Procreate really needs a lot of bits that I'm missing from Photoshop. But you know, there's a lot. It's a variety of software that you can have on your iPad, and that includes what do you call it? Clip Studio, and Clip Studio is pretty good. But still, I'm not used to drawing in Clip Studio fully. I do use it for sort of post, kind of fixing bits and filling in color. Right, okay, so. No, that's not it. That's not it either. I've got a bunch of these. Alright. Okay, let's try and get a bit more of a fleshy look. Alright. Oh, hey David. So we've got David joining us now. Yeah, so Clip Studio. So for those of you who don't know, Juan, who's on the chat right now, he helped me do the colors for Raiders, and he's kind of the one who got me into Clip Studio because he works a lot on it, and I have no idea about it. Okay. Yep. Okay. So for now, I'll just get kind of the fleshy bits off it, and we'll add armor and everything else to it later. Oh, wait. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. There we go. Okay, it's taking shape. Yeah, thanks a lot for that suggestion. I think this really works. Okay. Yep. Let's get rid of that sketch. Yeah, nice. I'm glad we found something that actually works for it. Okay, these can't be as tall as that one. Ooh. Okay, so quick fix here. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to the ink in there. Back to the Muji 4 brush in black color. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, all right. Oop, wrong layer. Here we are. Right, so yeah, this is this is us hiding away from the world, just here, holding on, waiting for everything to go back to normal. All right. So I know a few of you had maybe some questions. If you have any, just feel free to type them up on the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay. As you guys know, I like to add a lot of texture, so a lot of little lines and dots and little bits of kind of holes and fabric and things like that. Where? Right, okay, so we got a question here. I struggle with proportions. How do you gauge how big limbs need to be? So well, I need to turn on tutorials instead of doing paperwork. Right, so this is two questions. So there is the first question of Antonio, and there is Ewan's question about Dungeons and Dragons. So I'll go for Ewan's question first, because you know that's kind of the easiest one. The best character to play in Dungeons and Dragons has to be a paladin. I'm only saying that because I always play paladin. That being said, this may open a whole can of worms of people discussing their best D&D class. But I always play Paladin. I'm comfortable with it. And I kind of like the idea of corrupting myself and then becoming a fallen Paladin. But that's just me. Right, proportions. So how do you work out proportions? So let's take a little break here just to kind of address that, right? So someone showed me once, ages ago, the best way of working proportions is kind of working on a small scale. So a lot of people work on thumbnails, tiny little thumbnails for kind of composition, right? Okay, yeah. So for composition, you do little thumbnails. So, let's say you're doing a poster, you have the title here, and then, there will be like a lot of mountains, and, you have your guy here carrying a big sword. That's it. And that's kind of how you kind of use thumbnails to work out composition. And in the same way for proportion, in the same way for kind of proportion and finding the right way for your characters, obviously, knowing a bit of anatomy, etc. I feel like you can use the same kind of technique by using big brushes like big pens and not worrying too much about how the arms are going to look, how everything is kind of coming together, but just worrying about the pose that you want. And I feel like if you go something like that, let's say, I'm not worrying about the perfect anatomy of it. I'm just kind of playing with it a little, just making sure I have the right pose. And I feel from there, you can, okay, cut. From there, you can take this and kind of rework it, so it's kind of the same thing I do here. So then you do another layer, and then you do something that is a bit more, kind of cleaner. So you kind of go like that. It's kind of playing with shadows, really, but I feel like it really helps. Just like that. The chat is about to have a riot. All right, sorry, I got distracted. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So you can do something like this, and you can work it from there. Maybe go a bit bigger. Then, you kind of keep on putting more things to it. Let's see, it's got helmet. Then you go for like kind of tiny little details. You still don't go full on, but kind of go for bits that you like about this guy. Little armor here, but at least you got something now. And again, like I said, like things like flipping your canvas, horizontally, it makes you see the mistakes that you're making with this character, or kind of the things that are not working together. So I'll just kind of move him a tiny bit like this. Oops, sorry. Okay, kind of add bits. Oh god, for fuck's sake, what's going on? Right, okay. And kind of work the details, adding little bits here and there. And I'd say it's worth having a bit of time in between each bit of the process, because as I said before, you get to see what you were doing right before and what you don't like. I feel like when you walk away from a piece and you come back to it, I don't know, 10 minutes later, you get to see bits that you didn't see before. So anyway, we're not going to work on this guy right now, but that I hope that kind of helps with the kind of the doubts that you had about that. So I'll delete that, delete this, I'll get back to this. Okay. Now let me get back on the chat. Kind of like a wireframe. Yes, exactly like a wireframe. Yeah. Of course, it takes practice, but I feel like once you have a real hold of it, it's a tool that helps you a lot. And it has become quite essential for me, especially when I'm working on comics. Okay, let's do this guy here. Okay. All right. Okay. I haven't checked on my answer about D&D. Uh, oh god. How many tries? Oh, for the Nameless King. Gosh, the Nameless King. Right. So for those of you who are not aware, the Nameless King is a Dark Souls 3 boss who is incredibly hard to defeat. It took me a bunch of times to try and get him to die. I'll tell you what did it for me. I read online that the best way to defeat him, once you get him off that stupid dragon that he has, or like bird, actually it's a bird, it's not a dragon, uh, is to shoot at him from distance, kind of pure rage. So I found, was it a bow? No, I had one of them. Was it a bow? I think I had one of those great bows, and I just kept on shooting at him from far away and keeping my distance. And eventually I did it. In a way, it felt a little bit like cheating because I am like a melee fighter, but I was getting kind of frustrated with him, and I had just come from defeating the Lord of Cinder, so for those of you playing Dark Souls, you may know that it can get a bit too much. All right, so I'm doing these little scales on his pauldron. Yeah. Okay. I usually like to have kind of little bits of tear and wear on bits of armor, so it feels like it's been used, so it doesn't look new. Scratches, little cracks, tiny things like that really makes a difference. I feel kind of tells a story. Let's see. So that's how things are looking so far. Like every now and then, it's good to kind of uh, do this to see if you're on the right track. So now I've got a crossbow, right? So now you see my girlfriend is on the chat now, and she was the one helping me defeat the Nameless King. And I didn't have a bow; I have a crossbow. We found this really fancy crossbow that shoots three bolts all at once. Um, and she helped me find it, and then we had to kind of level it up and get it to the right point where I could actually do some damage to the Nameless King. So thank you, Audrey. Uh, Oh, she even has a name. So, by the way, my girlfriend, she has no idea about these things, but then when we started playing Dark Souls, she became a bit of a nerd for it. So now she knows all the names of all the items, she knows all the stats, and she knows all about the lore. She knows more about it than I do. So, whenever I need to know something about Dark Souls, I just go to her because she's like an expert now. Ooh, okay, we have Kevin here. I think I saw Kevin. Yeah, Kevin is here. This guy is good, isn't he? You're right. Hey, Kevin. Um, ooh, that's my cat. Hey, Sumi, what are you doing? Sorry, guys. I think my cat is being naughty. Uh, okay. Dark Souls best game. You just need to get better. Yeah, I'm not very good at Dark Souls. I love the game, but I don't think I'm particularly good. Uh, and also, I don't wear stuff that makes me better. I think I usually wear stuff that makes me looks cool because that's what I'm there for. I want to look badass. All right. I think we're done with this bit. Yeah. Check it out. Let's do a bit of damage in here. A bit of kind of looks a bit like a turtle, but I like it. All right. Yeah. Damage on things here. Right. Nice. Good Procreate skill. I mean, do you need like a skill for Procreate? I think it's a very straightforward software. So yeah, I guess. Thanks, Kevin. All right, Bretsky. Hey, who's Bretsky? Do I know you? Sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm really shit with usernames and stuff like that. Okay. Mm, okay, this is supposed to have like a little star here, but I'm not sure if that's good anymore. Let's see what we can put instead. Maybe a, yeah, something like that. Nah, fuck that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we'll get back to that. I'll do something like this for now. But I wanted to have something a lot more kind of specific there, like a face, or so it looks like an epic kind of legendary pauldron that he found somewhere, or maybe an item that you want to get yourself. Oh, right. Okay, I see. So Kevin's dad has been trying to learn Procreate, but you know what? I think it's probably the first time your dad has approached software of this kind. But if you're someone who's been using things like Photoshop or Flash or things like that, you kind of already have an idea of how these things go, and it feels very natural. Whether if you've never used design software, maybe you'll encounter a few bits where you may be a bit confused. All right. Okay. Whoop. There we go. I actually want to work on this hand. Tell you what, because I think I got it right on the first sketch, which doesn't happen very often. Look at that. Okay, let me read through the chat. Are you going to give Sekiro a playthrough? I don't really know. I've heard. I mean, obviously it looks great, and it will give me a lot of ideas of stuff to draw. But I've heard that it's a lot harder than Dark Souls, and Dark Souls wasn't like an easy thing for me. I struggle a lot, and if it wasn't for my girlfriend being there, I would have given up ages ago and just kind of do something else. I feel like she managed to contain my frustration at the game sometimes, so I don't really know if Sekiro is a game for me. Um, the one game I really want to play is Bloodborne, but I have an Xbox, so there's no way for me to play it. A Bluetooth keyboard with Procreate. The shortcuts really speed up the process. Oh, you know what? I've never done that. I'm gonna look into that. Thanks a lot, David. Uh, oh, okay. So Banana599 seems to be one of the people who were subscribed to my channel from years ago. I am back indeed. Don't really know for how long, but I'm here. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, Audrey was definitely the key piece that helped me finish Dark Souls. Without her, I could have not done it. I'll tell you that much. Okay, let's see. Nice. Look at that. We're getting there. Kind of a little bit of detail here. Tell you what, we'll finish kind of the sword and bits here. Kind of all of this and some of that, and then we'll kind of do a bit of shading so you guys know how my shading process goes. There you go. You can get advice from Audrey about Dark Souls. She was on the Dark Souls wiki every day, and she happens to have a really good memory, so she will remember all the names of all the characters, all the items, and all the places. Okay. Yeah. Right. Again, I want this bit of sword to look bitten, to look like it's been through a lot. I feel like it adds a lot of storytelling to the character. Okay. Now let's see. Sekiro is difficult if you're a soulborn kind of player, mostly because of punishment. Yeah, tell me about it. No, like, gosh. All right. EO, hey man, welcome to the chat. Uh, Thanks. Yeah, we're getting on with it. All right, let's do this bit of a sort here. I think I have a thing for broken swords, like characters fighting with broken swords instead of like all shiny new ones. Don't really know. I kind of feel like they feel more legendary, you know, more epic. Okay. There we go. Do a bit of cracks here. These bits of texture, there is no real thinking behind it. It's pretty random. Still enjoy it though. Now a bit of fire. There we go. Yeah, it's more like it. um, the style challenge. Haven't put my entire yet, but still curious what you choose. Right. Oh yeah, the style challenge. So just kind of to fill you in, I did drawing your style challenge on Instagram, and I chose the finalists. Like I shortlisted it to 7 people, and still today I haven't decided who's the winner, and I still have to do it. I just kind of well, I haven't forgotten about it, but with everything that happened around the world, I just kind of got distracted and I haven't done it. That's not an excuse. I'll find out. Well, I don't need to find out. I'll choose one. I'll pick one. Hopefully next week, and then I'll make it public so everyone knows. But I think I had at least 3 top favorites that I was trying to decide in. So you'll definitely find out. Okay, that uh, Roblox. Oh, okay. You guys have a little different chat. Minecraft. Alright. Which do I prefer? World building, lore, history, maps, etc., or individual character development? Hmm. Feel like it's one of those things you don't have to choose from. Or I mean, I wouldn't like to. I do enjoy world building, but obviously that comes to when you're making games or you're making comics and writing stuff for it. I feel like character design is a bit like therapeutical. Like you can start drawing a character like, let's say, this guy, and you don't need to commit to anything. You just draw him, and you can think about what's the story behind him. Uh, so I feel like I do a lot of character design without worrying about where it's going to. Whether world building is a lot more, it's a bit of a bigger task, I feel. Okay. Guys, I'm not happy with this. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Not too crazy about this. What is it that I don't like about it? Let me see. Maybe like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I prefer that. Let's add a bit of texture there. Ooh. Let's do a bit of shading on this bit. Usually I do it all at the end of it when I have all the line work ready. But since I'm doing it with you guys, I don't want you to get bored just looking at line work. So I want to show you a bit of how I go about doing some of this inking here. So here we go. Oop. Am I on the right layer? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here. Again, there is no real rules about how I do this shading. I think I kind of do it on gut feeling sometimes. I know, professional artists, they think a lot about lighting and how the shading works in relation to the environment of the character. I have to admit to you guys, I don't do any of that. I kind of just go on feeling and what looks good to me. Gosh, wait, let me skip this song. I'm not too crazy about it. Stop it. It's long. Jesus. Right. Okay. Do I do everything on iPad or jump into Photoshop? No, I kind of do everything on iPad these days. I very rarely go back to Photoshop. Tell you what, only when I'm doing color, I kind of go back to it, and not necessarily like I've done a lot of coloring on Clip Studio, uh, but since I've used Photoshop for such a long time, it's hard to kind of get out of the habit of doing things really quickly there with all the shortcuts. So when I feel like I need to do something very quickly or like I have a very specific way of doing things, I go back to Photoshop. But I'll tell you what, I haven't done it in a while. I mostly stay on my iPad these days, especially now that I have Clip Studio, which is basically Photoshop. The only thing I don't like about Clip Studio on my iPad is that it's a subscription-based software, so I have to pay for it monthly. And I do have the desktop version, but I prefer the iPad version to work on my iPad, which I could still use the desktop version using my iPad as a screen, but that's a whole other thing. Okay, so fire here. Work. No, didn't like that. There we go. Oh man, these songs, they all sound the same now. All right. Bit of Cowboy Bebop. Okay, you're sticking to your 2017 iPad Pro. No. So right now I have 2000 and I think this is the 2019. I think iPad Pro. The one I had before was the 2018 iPad. It wasn't even an iPad Pro. That iPad was kind of my testing the waters kind of iPad. It really convinced me of getting kind of investing on a proper one. By proper, I meant like a bigger one and more powerful one, which is the one I've got now, which is I feel like it's I think it's 11 inches or even 12. Oh no, wait, no, I think I've got the 14 inches or something like that. It feels big, especially compared to my last one. This one is definitely a Pro, which makes it a lot faster. And for those of you who have iPads, the newest iPads, the way the pen feels on the screen is completely different to how I used to feel with the old pens. Okay. Bit of random shading here. I have no method. I tell you that right now. There is no methodology here. I'm just randomly going with it, and when it feels wrong, I just go back on it. I've seen Tales from Earthsea. Yeah, I have that film on DVD actually. I know what I know of that film is a lot of people hate it because it was directed by Miyazaki's son. Um, and apparently the books are amazing, and people who read the books really hate the way it was kind of translated onto the screen. I don't have any of that experience. I don't have any kind of allegiance to Miyazaki in that sense. I never read the books, so I enjoy the film. That being said, it didn't feel like a Ghibli studio film. It didn't feel like amazing. I enjoy the story, I enjoy the characters, but it did feel like it was missing a little something, and I don't really know what it was. Ooh, it reminded you of one of the comics. Oh, which comic is that though? I'm curious now to know what comic reminded you of Tales from Earthsea. Just let me know. All right. So you can see why this part of the process is quite relaxing. It's just me here, just filling in bits, kind of making decisions as to what goes black and what doesn't. All right. Such a great tool. Yeah, someone who reads books. I love the film, but yeah. Oh, right. So you see, Juan actually read the books. I've heard the books are really, really good. And the lady who wrote them, she was very, very happy with how the film went, apparently. Uh, Soul gossip, really. But I know a lot of Ghibli studio fans hate Miyazaki's son, whose name I think is called Toro. I think it's Toro Miyazaki. I'm not sure. Uh, Affinity Suit. Ooh, these guys are going on about something else. Oh, right. Oh, they're talking about the iPad. Right. Okay. I felt a bit out of the conversation for a bit. Okay. I think we got enough of that in there. You know, later on I'll do bits like this. I mean, I'm not going to stick with it right now, but I'll show you. I like to add screen tones, and I've got a few of these that I got through a website called True Grit. Uh, I'm not, I'm not being paid to sponsor them or anything, but True Grit, I found a bunch of really good brushes there, and they come in different shapes for, well, no, different formats. So I've got, like this one is even from the free samples they have. So you can go there, you can sign up, and they give you this kind of free sample thing, which is like some of the brushes from their best set of brushes that they have. And I use this one a lot, so I'll show you. So I'll use this probably later. So this is how I do my screen tones digitally. There you go. Well, we'll do a lot more of that later. So let's get that out and let's get back into the line work of it. Oh, so Ricardo, so your card doesn't work. How come? If you can drop me an email, or you can drop me a message, and I can look into it. If it's something that's happening with your card or Patreon is being a bit difficult, but so far I haven't had any issues. So anyway, just message me and I can help you out. Okay, does this hand still look okay? Does it? Yeah, I think it does. All right, let's hold on to that for now. Is this guy related to the Bear King? No, he just happens to be a skull guy. and as you guys know, I enjoy doing a lot of those. So, but no, he's definitely not related to the Bear King. All right, so what I'm doing now is basically kind of placing armor around this sketch that we had before. Yeah. If it doesn't work, you can always just kind of wipe it off and go back to it at a later point. Okay, let's see. She hated the film. Oh, yeah, so I knew she hated the film. Justice and then get the film to his son. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, I see. That's why she didn't like it. Alright. Yeah, I love these tones. The thing about using the screen tones digitally is that when you go and use them in real life, like traditionally the way they do it in manga, you realize how difficult it is to actually use them. It's not as easy as just changing into a brush. Well, no. Okay. Okay, yep, still works. You draw skulls? Never. Yeah, I hardly ever draw skulls. You know, it's a new thing for me. Where do I get my armor references? Uh, that's a question from my girlfriend, who clearly knows all my process. But thank you so much for asking this. I have a board on Pinterest of different armor types. I have books. And also, you know, you have games, you have Dark Souls, you have all kinds of sources to look at them. But I do feel that Pinterest is a really good place to kind of collect things that you feel like you may need in the future. Again, those of you who are on Patreon, I have a post there that has all my Pinterest boards that you can look at and you can use for your own reference if you feel like it. If you're struggling to find really old posts on Patreon, I'm sure it has a search thing, and it probably has a tag as well. And I think my tag for it is process. But I'm sure if you search for Pinterest, I think it's the only post that has that word in it. Okay. Let's see how this hand is looking. Yeah, nice. All right, let's do a bit of bandages here. And let's give this guy a few little spikes. I like this kind of tiny turtle. It reminds me of kind of Mario, kind of enemies, kind of spikes. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Whoa, look at that. I didn't think the hand was going to work this way, actually. I thought it was going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, really. But, you know, it worked. Thank you. If I had seen the skull guy on IG, pretty sure that was about you. Oh, the skull guy. Well, you know, there's a lot of skull guys on Instagram. So it might be someone else, it might be me. Nevertheless, you know, I do enjoy a good skull. I mean, who doesn't, right? Right, a little dagger here. No, I don't like that. Whoa. There you go. It's more like it. No, actually, I don't like that. A lot simpler, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. We'll stick to that for now. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. That was all you. All you. Thank you. That arm was really kind of causing me trouble here. Okay. Right. Okay. All right, I'll do this bit here, and then we'll do a bit of shading here. On this arm, it feels like it could do with a lot of shading on these bits, especially because there's fire. So I feel like if we move the shading all around these bits here, it'll make it look a lot better. It'll kind of make it stand out a lot. Yeah. We went too far there. All right. There we go. Okay. Come on. There. All right. Good. Let's have a quick look of how. Yeah, that's how it's looking so far. I think it's pretty good. Now I'm feeling this call is a bit big. Let me see if I can kind of fix it real quick, just like that. Yep, I like that better. All right. Hello, Gina. Gina's here. Oh, let's see. The flowing cape. Da 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 da. Oh, right. Am I going to add color to it? By the way, I feel like I flipped this and I never got back to it. There we go. Am I adding color to it? I may do, you know. Let's finish a black and white first, and then we'll see how I feel about it. Obviously not today, but I'll carry on working on this so you guys can kind of keep track of the process. All right, let's do some of some more of the shading here. Okay, Am I on the right layer? Yeah. All right. Ooh, what brush do I have? Ooh, no, go for that one. There we go. Okay. Filling with this with black. Again, usually this is a lot easier on Photoshop or even Clip Studio, where you can just fill it in with a bucket. On Procreate, it takes a lot longer, but it does add a bit of texture when you do it with your hand like that. Whoop. Okay, you see what I'm saying here? Because this is black, I'm gonna keep a little white line in between there. There. Alright, is this a Cowboy Bebop soundtrack? Yep. My girlfriend, she knows exactly what's my go-to playlist, and this is my kind of lo-fi Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. Ricardo, yes, no worries. I'll carry on doing these videos as much as I can, and thankfully I've got the support from all the patrons. That kind of pushes me to kind of carry on and doing this kind of thing. So yeah, I'll do my best to kind of keep this up. In a way, I feel like it kind of helps us stay sane in these strange times and kind of keeping each other company. I don't feel like I'm working by myself here. Like I have all of you here, and that's kind of a nice feeling to have. Yeah, okay. Again, there is no methodology behind this. How I do this shading, it's all gut feeling. Uh, we're having a bit of a Spanish chat happening on here. Have I done a Cowboy Bebop art? No, I haven't actually, and I should. You know what? With Cowboy Bebop, I just feel like it's way too cool for me. you know, it's incredibly cool and suave, and it kind of doesn't fit into the kind of stuff I do sometimes. But I'll definitely have to give it a shot. Right. Okay. Nice. There we go. So this kind of makes me look at bits like this. Maybe kind of add tiny bits here. Get a bit of texture here. Again, you see tiny white line there, just to kind of mark that difference between these two bits. I am basically Spike, yeah. I didn't say I wasn't as cool as a Spike. I just said my art, my work is probably not as cool as Cowboy Bebop, but I'm definitely Spike. Thank you for mentioning that. Favorite movie to draw from? Let me think. Movie. I guess, you know what? I went through a phase of drawing a lot of samurais. There was a lot of Kurosawa in there. Um, but, I also got obsessed with Princess Mononoke at some point, and I kept on drawing decomposing wild boars for days. So it changes, I don't really like to stick to one thing only. Also, Starship Troopers is one of my favorite films. So when I was in school, I did uh, a whole comic based on that, based on Starship Troopers. I was obsessed with that film. Okay, am I on the right layer? Yeah. Shit. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see. You can drag your current color from the top right on the corner to fill a sealed area. I know I can. Thank you. But I'll tell you what happens. So basically, I will have to kind of do that and then fill it in like this. But usually, because I'm used to Photoshop, you can just take the line work because I have them in different layers and I like to keep it that way. I can't do that here, so I will have to like kind of redraw the lines every time, and that's why I don't use the dragging in the color to fill it in. If you know what I mean. Like, all right. Nope, that's an old sketch. Okay, let's go back to this. I like this sound. Makes me feel like I'm in space, looking at my next bounty, cleaning all my weapons, Right, okay. Always loving your text. Piece ideas made for this piece. Ooh, yeah, that is good. All right, so I'm gonna add ideas of what to write to this. So let's see. So we have the first suggestion. So you want me to add Holly. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. Say Honda. What is that though? Plus 10. Alright. We'll see. It's there now. We'll see how I feel about it. Alright, let's go back to the line work. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That cardboard poster. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Like, yeah, I also did an animation where I had things decomposing when I was at uni, and it was all from that obsession I got from Princess Mononoke. I think that idea of animals and that kind of god animals decomposing and kind of rotting, it was so appealing to me. Oh, I just read my girlfriend correcting me on how that's from DS3. I told you she knows way more about Dark Souls than I do. I just like the aesthetics of it. I just like how everything looks, but I don't have nowhere near the same amount of knowledge that she has on that game. She likes to deny it, but she knows so much about it. She used to correct me all the time. I can't remember all the names and all the characters. She does. Alright, bits of armor here. Right, I feel like I'm supposed to have a bit of cape here, and then while I was trying to fix the arm, I took it all out. So I'm gonna have to improvise there. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, nice. Decomposing magic worms might be a weird obsession. Believe me, I know, but still, aesthetically, it looks so good. I feel like the god boar from Princess Mononoke was like a final boss that you could fight in Dark Souls, you know? Okay. Yeah, it's looking good. We're getting there. Something off about this here. Yeah, we'll see. Right, okay, Mononoke, it's a great film, blah, blah, blah. Should I think so? That? Oh, yeah, the arm. Yeah, the main thing about the arm just kind of getting infected. Um, gosh, yeah, I remember that. Um, Obviously, Ashitaka was a big part of it, and I've drawn Ashitaka plenty of times. And one of the things that I like about him is that kind of infection of his arm that makes it look like he's got a tattoo, but it makes him kind of all kind of grotesque but powerful. I really like that. Okay, let's carry on with this bit here. Oh, Creon. Hey, thanks. So I'm guessing you subscribe to my neglected channel. So I'm sorry about not being here for years. I kind of come and go every now and then. And well, if you want to see more of my content, and you don't have to, you can join my Patreon because that's where you'll get a lot of it. But I'll try and every now and then keep kind of content available for the actual channel and not just for Patreon. Yeah, alright, okay. Oh, yeah, that bit with Ashitaka shooting the arrow. So good. Republic Commander, no. I didn't play Republic Commander, but I did watch the Star Wars animated series, which was basically a lot of stormtroopers acting like they were special commanders, and I really love that. And the animation in that is amazing. I forgot the name of the animator. I know it's the same guy from Samurai Jack. I think his name was Tchaikovsky or something along those lines. Okay. He also did an intro for that film called Priest, which is really, really cool. And it's a very strange kind of 2D animated intro for a live action film. Do you enjoy designing tattoos, or do you prefer making art that is for putting on people? Do I enjoy designing tattoos? Yeah, I think the idea of people getting my work tattooed on them, by me, obviously, is still kind of mind blowing to me, and to have the trust of people just coming to get stuff tattooed on them for the rest of their lives. I find that quite exhilarating, and yeah. So I do get a kick from designing stuff for people to have tattooed on. Oh, there you go. Professor Juan got the answer. Jendy Tartakovsky. There you go. That guy. He is bloody good. And then yeah, if you haven't seen that film called Priest, I recommend it. It's a good film, but it definitely has one of the best animated intros for the film in that style of animation. Not too crazy about this cape here. Looks like a bit of curtain. Not too crazy about it. Okay, let me fix it. Let's fix it here. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I didn't know much about Praise before the film, but I was hearing some things about it, and I was really excited. But it wasn't all that. But still, it's quite an enjoyable watch. Juan still wants his tattoo. All right, Juan. Well, when you get here or in one of my American tours, then we'll get you a Crom tat. um, Oh yeah. So Kevin and I, we used to work together in advertising, and Priest was one of the films we worked on. So we did a lot of promotion for it. We did a lot of ads for Priest, and that's where I found out about the film when I had to work on it. And I worked on, for those of you who don't know, I worked in advertising for quite a few years with Kevin and Ewan and some of the guys who are here right now on the chat. And I learned a bunch of things while I was there, and I feel like it was a really good experience for what I'm doing now. Okay, nice. So let's do a bit of shading now. Back to this. Yeah. All right. So I wouldn't mind getting a DM about tattoo commission. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it these days because there is no way I can tattoo people right now. So of all times, I'll probably be the most open about doing tattoo commissions right now, where it's up to you if you want to get a tattoo somewhere else when everything goes back to normal, or if you live somewhere where things are not that bad. Uh, right now, I can't tattoo myself because of everything that's happening. So, yeah, I guess I'll be open to it of all times. So, let's see. Again, I only design stuff that I really like, so it's not like I don't usually do commissions anyway. So I only do work that I'm really into. Ooh, the comic book. All right. Is it like a whole graphic novel, or does it come in different issues? What kind of uh, what kind of part of Praise would you recommend for me to check first? uh, Ewan, I don't really know what kind of agency you work at, but it was definitely not the Madman experience for me. I'll tell you that. uh, yeah, an advertising agency. Yeah, I came out of uni and I needed money, and advertising had money, and that's how I ended up there. And that gave me kind of the space and the resources to work on my illustration career and kind of my prospects. And it gave me the kind of space to be able to do that. And I will always remember that. Okay. Next time we're both in Colombia. Juan, I don't travel with my tattooing stuff when I go to Colombia, so I don't really know what you're on about. Okay. Ooh. I mean, I've seen the film, Priest, so I'm guessing it can't be that far off from the actual film. But well, I don't really know if this Priest was like kind of trade-offs, you know, a bunch of issues all spread out, or it's an actual graphic novel that you can get all together in one go. No, not like that. All right. Thanks, Kevin. Um, we'll see. Sometimes I feel like I'm just overdoing it with the shading, but you know, if it feels right, I just carry on. There we go. Okay. Let's do that. Whoa. Show me the DM and maybe up for making some cool Ghibli or game-related project. Yeah, sure. By all means, do it. And this is the best time to do it because I'm usually under normal circumstances. I'm not open to that much in terms of commissions and tattooing and stuff. So yeah, do it. See how it goes. Um, and I'm definitely always up for Ghibli stuff. Okay. All right. Okay. I like this song. All right. Oh, let's see this here. Nice. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the screen turns. I think it's very easy to overdo it with them, so I'm just gonna have a little bit of it and see if it feels right. Let's see. You see, I feel like I did too much here, for example. Maybe a tiny bit too much there. There we go. Okay, lovely work, Miller. All right, catch you later. Thanks a lot for coming by. What would I say? I think if I was a ceiling, what would I say? Think. If I was a ceiling, that's a very odd question. Uh, Not much. What could I think? I'm just a ceiling, right? Okay. Yeah. Again, you don't want to overdo it with this. It can get slightly overwhelming very easily. Okay. I'll tell you what. I need to add a bit of dirt and kind of ashes into this fire. Whoop, too much. There you go. Okay. Okay. Nah. Right. Right. So I've learned the screen turns now. Touching up bits here and there. And I'll tell you what I do next. Okay, let me do this here. Right. So I go back into one of my old pieces. Let's see this one, for example, here. And I have this screen turn here, which is basically texture that I mask and I work on. So I'm just going to copy that. Bring it here into this file. There you go. So this is this whole texture of tiny little dots, little screen tones that makes it look grey. And I mask that and use it to give it a bit of shading, right? Okay, so just like that. And I think it adds a little bit to it, you know? You know what, Ponyo? Yeah, I don't think I'll make it into a print, but I can definitely make it into something for the patrons. Probably, I don't really know, like a phone cover thing, not a cover, but a wallpaper, or even just a tiny little digital print that you can have. If you have any ideas, just let me know. But definitely I can put it up for patrons, make it into anything that you feel like you'll like. Okay. iPad wallpaper, great. Yeah, we'll make this into an iPad wallpaper then. iPad, phone, anything you guys like, we'll make it into that. and then yeah. So we'll see if we'll make it into a color version of it, or well, we'll see how far we get with it. Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, I did a few wallpapers for patrons, including Lord Nito from Dark Souls. Which reminds me, I'm probably going to release another print from the Dark Souls art. Uh, I'm just not sure which one yet, but I'll definitely be releasing another one. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. We need a word to put in the background. I like to add writing to it sometimes, so let's add something to it. What should we write? Any ideas? Do a poll. For what? For the word or for the actual for what? For the iPad thing? There we go. So now we just need a word. Question is what? I have this brush. So it could be something like war. Oh, right, for the print. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll definitely do a poll and see what you guys want to get next. Thank you. That's not a bad idea, actually. All right, let's see. Wall. Or idea. Fallen Raider. All right, let's try that one for now. Let's try this one. Okay. Fallen Raider. Can we put it here? Maybe there. Fire away. Let me see. Fallen Raider. I like Fallen Raider. Flotito. All right. I think my girlfriend should just take the piss. Flotito. Fire Raider. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what looks best. Usually, the word that I put is not so much what it means as much as how it looks to me. So let's see. Fire away. Actually looks pretty good. Maybe less words. Hellbound. Oh, okay. All right. I think I like that one. Hellbound. Yes. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Whoop. All right. Don't panic. We'll do it small. They will just get big. Stay home. Yeah. Sure, Kev. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of warming up to this pink. I wonder if we should keep it in this color. Alright, Hellbound. Yeah, I feel like these guys got a bit too far. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a base to do it properly on top. Stay home, yeah. Alright, so let's do it. Oh, let me delete these guys here. Oh, that was stupid. Let's not do that. Yeah. Alright. Spellbound. Oh, that's pretty good too. Oh god. Alright. I'll stick to Hellbound for now because it seems shorter, but Spellbound is pretty good too. It's got punch, you know? Alright. So now what I'll do is I'm going to duplicate this, get rid of this one. So we'll have one that is like this. You'll see what I'm doing. You'll see. All right, let me drink some water and I'll get back to it. Right. We're, here. Hellbound. Maybe a lot less. Or not you, but you. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I'll tell you what. Sometimes I like to fix tiny bits of it so it looks a bit more brushy. If you know what I mean? Stuff like that. There we go. Okay. I feel like we could do with, let's put this in a group. Maybe a tiny little logo at the top. With, where's that brush? Here. This may not work, but bear with me. Like a little eye. No, stop it. All right, yeah. There, yeah. I'm okay with this actually. All right, and the nice, well, the self-centered little touch in the end. There we go. Nice. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot for all the suggestions, all the help. Thanks for Ponyo for helping me fix the arm. Thanks, Audrey, for all your Dark Souls knowledge. Kevin and everyone else who joined. Uh, Thanks for the making me company here, not making me feel like I'm just here by myself. And yeah, I'll probably post this tomorrow on Instagram and everywhere else. But also, I'll make this into an iPad and phone wallpaper for all the patrons. All right. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy that, and hopefully, I'll see you the next live stream. If you have any suggestions on what kind of stuff you'd like me to see do, what kind of part of my process you'd like to check out, so just drop a message or leave me a comment on here or on Patreon. All right, guys. Take care. Bye, everyone. Bye.